A court in California has sentenced a former Twitter manager to 3.5 years in jail for spying on behalf of Saudi Arabia. Ahmad Abu Ammo handed over the personal details of critics of the Saudi government, including email addresses and phone numbers. In return, he received hundreds of thousands of dollars. Well, prosecutors said that a tougher sentence was needed to deter others in the social media industry from selling the data of vulnerable users. Well, for more on this, we're joined by our security correspondent, Frank Gardner, who joins us live. Frank, just bring us up to date with the details to this case.
Sure. Well, this is the first known case of a Twitter employee being convicted for spying for a foreign government. And it marks quite a scary point in history, I think, because Twitter is obviously an enormously popular platform for social media. It's followed by millions of people on a daily basis. This man is one of three who is suspected of passing the details, i.e. birth date, email, in some cases even home addresses, of opponents of the Saudi government to agents of the Saudi government. So in the case of Ahmad Abu Ammo, who you mentioned there, who's been sentenced today, he's a dual US-Lebanese citizen who spent some time a few years ago as the man in charge of relationships between Twitter and some of their high-profile Middle East celebrity clients. But that also, of course, gave him access to a lot of inside information. And even after he left Twitter's employ in 2015, he remained in contact with a number of friends and contacts of his in Twitter, asking them to verify certain accounts of Saudi individuals. So at about the same time, and soon after that, the head of security at the time for Twitter, who was known as a whistleblower, said that it wasn't just Saudi Arabia, it was other countries, Russia, Nigeria, India, possibly even China, were all trying to infiltrate Twitter to get their chosen employees on the inside so that they could monitor the activities of dissidents and other people.
So he's been sentenced to 3.5 years in prison. I wonder, has Twitter said anything about this in relation to this?
Twitter, as you probably gathered, has gone into a very strange place since it's been taken over by Elon Musk. He has laid off, or people have chosen to be laid off, most of the moderators, if not all of them, the people who are moderating the content. So there are a lot of concerns amongst anti-radical, anti-extremism organizations who are concerned that the people who in the past that they had taken complaints to at Twitter and said, look, you've got to take this down. This is extremist. This is encouraging violence. That those people who used to be on the end of a phone are not there any longer. Now, that may in time get sorted out, but Twitter is in a strange place. So no, I understand that approaches have been made to both Twitter and the Saudi government for comment on this. Just a word on the Saudis on this. I mean, I think it's symptomatic of the extraordinary paradox that Saudi Arabia is. You've got on the one hand this incredibly modern-looking, progressive crown prince who is the de facto ruler of Saudi Arabia, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who is driving forward much of the economy of the country. He's hugely popular with the youth. He's embarking on multi-billion-dollar projects that could transform his country and catapult it well into the 21st century. But criticism, he simply doesn't tolerate it.
Frank, on that note, thank you very much. Frank Gardner there, our security correspondent.